Coming up next at the Wild Dog Arcade, I uncover some never-before-seen footage of an early Atari arcade prototype, which begs the question, how and why did this game never make it to fruition? Hello and welcome to a special non-pinball related episode of the Wild Dog Arcade. I am Ed, and not only are we going to take a look at some recently discovered footage, but I'm also going to unravel a story filled with twists and turns about an unreleased prototype game called diealienscum. Now more on that later, but for now, I want to set the stage and go over the key details that led to this moment. Our story begins in 1990. I'm a 12-year-old kid growing up in Silicon Valley, California, looking for adventures that were outside my doorstep. This led me to participate in market research studies, where I would give my opinion on products and even sometimes visit those companies at their headquarters. Being an avid pinball and video game player, I was thrilled to learn that my next trip was going to be none other than Atari headquarters, also known as Tengen, in Milpitas, California. After I met with the research team, I got to bring home a couple of NES games that were still in development and play them for about 2 weeks. One game was RBI Baseball 3, which had a lot of improvements from its first release, and the other game was called Airball, which was a uniquely styled puzzle adventure. I had a lot of fun with both games, though it did take another 17 years before Airball actually saw the light of day on the Nintendo Entertainment System with another company called RetroZone. After returning the games to Atari and discussing how I felt about the games, I was rewarded with my own copy of a Tengen Alien Syndrome from the NES. Years would go by, and in 1996, I had a rare opportunity to return to Atari headquarters yet again. This time, Atari was now known as Time Warner Interactive, but they were also struggling as a company. With their Lynx and Jaguar consoles failing to grab attention, they had seemed to be relying more and more on creating hit games to meet their goals. For example, Atari had a couple of recent successful arcade game releases, which include Primal Rage and San Francisco Rush. Little did I realize at the time, Atari really was on their last collective breath in their efforts to try and release the next big hit for their company. As I made my way through the Atari headquarters hallway again, I was greeted with various large posters of a number of games that they had released over the years. Once I made it down the end of the hallway, along with a number of kids my age, I was led into a room where a single arcade cabinet was sitting. It was an untitled game where you control a spaceship, blasting through various enemies and avoiding many obstacles along the way. I had a chance to play the game a couple of times, and we each took turns giving Atari our feedback about this unusual game. Then, one kid spoke up, saying that he would play the game if it was named diealienscum, because he felt that it would grab his attention in the arcades. A roar of laughter from a group of people that were from behind a one-way mirror emanated through the walls. Something had really tickled their funny bone. The representative of Atari had mentioned that they were still testing the game, and that it may eventually arrive at a test location, such as Golfland. This wasn't a surprise to me since various new video games throughout the years had made their appearances at either Milpitas or Mountain View Golfland locations. Weeks passed as I made my frequent visits to Golfland until one day the prototype showed up, and with the name on the game diealienscum plastered all over the machine. I remember laughing and thinking to myself, holy smokes, they actually used that name. Perhaps the name was already one of their working titles, or perhaps it was the title that they wanted out of sheer desperation to stand out from a sea of other arcade hits. Nevertheless, I played the game a couple of times while on location, sort of shrugged my shoulders and thought, it's an okay game. It's not anything to write home about. Oh well. In fact, as quickly as the game was on location, it had already been taken away after just a few days, never to be seen again. Now, fast forward to 2005, when I decided to pay California Extreme a visit. In case some of you have never heard of it, California Extreme is a video game and pinball convention held at various Silicon Valley locations throughout the years. Anyway, as I made my way through the crowds of people and the huge amount of different games, there it was, the diealienscum prototype, crossing my path once again. Being reunited with the game helped me confirm a few things. First, according to the website 3DO World, this arcade prototype was designed from hardware on another unreleased arcade prototype game, which was Beavis and Butthead. Diealienscum resembled a shoot-'em-up style that was similar to the game Total Eclipse. Now, apparently there was an attempt to redesign the 3DO hardware to have two processors for arcade software, but evidently it was much too difficult of a task to pull off. Now here's the really interesting bit about this game. It only ran at about 10 frames per second, which is what my video will help confirm. I know the quality here isn't stellar, but for prosperity and archival sakes, I will go ahead and share the full video that was taken of the game's Attract demo mode during my visit to California Extreme. Enjoy! Shortly after Atari test marketed diealienscum, in July 1996, Atari merged with JTS Incorporated, a short-lived maker of hard disk drives, to form JTS Corp. Atari's role in the new company was mostly about possessing their properties and gaining minor support from JTS. However, the Atari name largely disappeared from the market. In fact, video game magazines reported that Atari had left the video game business. Eventually, another company, Hasbro, would own the Atari name, but that's another video for another time, perhaps. Either way, I want to thank you all for enjoying this video. Please like and subscribe to us. We also stream on Twitch. We are the Wild Dog Arcade on that platform, and we're on social media all over the place. So make sure to watch us. And until next time, keep playing pinball. We'll see you guys later. Bye!